What's up, you guys? It's Cameron, and the YouTube channel is officially 1 year old, according to when I posted my first video for this niche. So what that means is a long time ago, I actually created this channel, made 2 videos about credit cards and debt, and got like 12 views on each video. And I kind of just got busy with my actual business here where I live and just kind of abandoned it because I was like, it's not going where I want it to go. And it's just like, I'm not finding a value in it. Doesn't matter. Nobody's watching. But then last year on February 2nd, and today's the 9th, but on February 2nd last year is when I posted my first dropshipping video. And it was called Facebook Marketplace Dropshipping for Beginners, Episode 1. And I've got this really stupid thumbnail that is awful. And I'm sure I'll think that about my current thumbnails a year from now. I'll be like, oh, those thumbnails are so gross. But, and it's just all about starting Facebook dropshipping with all of you. And it was just supposed to be following my journey, I guess. Doesn't matter. Anyway, if you're not here for dropshipping and you're here for YouTube stuff, let's talk about that. Again, I started a niche, didn't really like it, found this niche a year ago, and today I am at about 6,250, so about 6,250 subscribers as of today. So in a year, I went from, and I you might say, like, did you start with any subscribers? Because you did make this channel earlier. I had like 12, and 6 of those were different accounts that I had. So it's really no different than when you normally start a channel. You get all excited, so you follow it with like 4 different accounts. Even though in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. And yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm going to kind of go through some of the numbers here with you. But this is just to give you an idea of what to expect. Now, later on in the video, I'm going to get to this thing that I really didn't anticipate happening. But, and I've talked to some people about it. It just doesn't really make sense. But it's something for if you're starting a YouTube channel to kind of anticipate, because it took me by surprise, but I'll get to that later. All right. Yeah, you can see here I'm at 6,251 subscribers. Now, one interesting thing is to give you a little idea of stuff. I'm a year in, right? Again, here's some concept for you to look forward to later. I haven't made a video because I went on vacation. I got sick. I haven't made a video on my channel since January 25th. Today's February 9th. I normally post 3 videos a week. I haven't posted a video in like 2 weeks. So that's rare for me. But a bunch of stuff came up and I just couldn't make any videos. But let me get to the analytics here. My channel is starting to make money every day on its own, regardless of if I post a video or not. Now, videos definitely give you spikes. You can see here, I made 2 videos this day and I made $114 that day. And then, of course, as it goes, the days after that, I'm still making money from this video. That's just the initial day spike from the ad revenue. But so far in February, I've made $291. It's not the most amount that I've ever made in that amount of time, but I mean, we're 9 days into the month. If you just consider 10 days, like let's just call it 10 days in the month. I know it's February and February is a shorter month. But if you just average out, the months are 30 days a piece. If tomorrow I'll probably hit at least $320. So if I'm making anywhere around that, I can average about $1,000 a month, which is what I've been doing. If you look at these previous months, that's kind of the average. I've got some higher months at 1,200. Some channels make way more than me, and some channels with the same amount of views or even 3 times the views I get make way less than me. It's just a matter of what you're talking about. If Google can get people to advertise on your videos, if your stuff is worth talking about, what kind of niche it is. It has a lot to do with what you're talking about. So like if you're like a prank channel or something, you're not going to get as much ad revenue money because you can't really target customers for that. Like people can advertise on my videos, other dropshipping channels or banks or credit cards or, crypto stuff. It's all in that kind of money environment, kind of that niche. But let's say you were like a gaming channel. Well, you can advertise games, I guess, and like headsets and stuff like that. It's just, again, the advertisers it's all about what and who they're advertising to. So that's where we're at. Let me look at my notes and see what else I wanted to talk about. Before I get into the actual full amount of what I've made in a year, one thing to keep in mind too is that I wasn't monetized right away. This is a year from when I started. Once I get a year of full monetization, I'll just make another one of these videos talking about a full year of being monetized, which will happen in April, I believe. I think it's mid-April of this year or last year is when I got monetized. So which is pretty fast for a lot of channels. Again, this is a topic that a lot of people were looking into. So I gained subscribers very quickly and watch time. Just because you start a channel, I mean, I've gotten on Reddit where like NewTubers is like a subreddit, and there are people who, you know, they've had a channel for a few years and have yet to hit 1,000 subscribers, and it's just, and they post consistently. It's just, again, it has to do if people are seeking your content out, and if you're providing enough value for anybody to actually click and subscribe to your channel. So I wasn't monetized the whole year, but we're a year in, so we're just gonna call it as it is. Another thing on top of the YouTube ad revenue money is you can make money outside of YouTube. So you can use your YouTube channel, and I've made videos about this in the past. I'm not gonna go over all the numbers because I didn't do the research before I started this video, but I've made previous videos where I talk about how much money I've made, and I haven't made one that long ago. So you might be able to go back and watch that one and kind of get an idea of actual numbers that I'm making from like affiliates and partners and just random things that come up from outside of the YouTube channel to utilize the YouTube channel. But I'm just putting that out to remind you, the money's not all just ad revenue. That's one stream. You can do like a bunch of streams. I've got a course that teaches people how to do what I talk about, which is very important because, you know, you can learn everything from my YouTube channel, or you can learn it from my course. And that's a little bit more catered to like really detailed videos rather than just me talking on YouTube. Other than that, I've got affiliates. So it's like softwares, Amazon links, stuff like that. All of those things generate money if somebody is generous enough to click on them. And I usually try to point that out ahead of time so that people know, yeah, I do make money off that stuff, but I only put it in there if I believe in it or use it myself. Okay, we're looking at the yearly ad revenue, whatever. And it's showing 2021. That's why there's just one line right here, because it's only two metrics. Only 2 points of data. It's 2022 as a whole, which isn't, we're only a month in right now. And then 2021 as a whole. So down here for the last 365 days, I have made $11,900.95. Now, 87% 87% of that number is last year, of course, because we're barely into this year. I'm still surprised that 12% of that number is the first month. But remember, I wasn't monetized for like 3 or 4 months at the beginning. So don't worry about that. $11,900. Let's go back, see if we can see this a bit differently. This isn't usually the way we look at these things. Internet's a little slow. All right. So let me change it here. I kind of like this view more. So you can see I started here. When did my first video happen that got monetized? So, okay, I got monetized somewhere about here on like mid-April, and it takes a second because they have to do like a review. But it only took a few days for me to actually get monetized. I think I may have just told you wrong. I think I actually got hit about here with the monetization requirements, which are 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. That's one thing you got to get used to also. You've probably heard those numbers before. I was getting a lot of views and a lot of watch time on my videos. I was just like, oh, I don't care about the watch time. I'm going to hit that. I'm worried about the 1,000 subscribers. But I hit 1,000 subscribers and then had to wait for my watch time to catch up. So just because I hit 1,000 subscribers, I wasn't able to apply for monetization yet. I actually had to wait because I hadn't hit 4,000 hours yet. So that's something you got to think about. I think it's 4,000 hours still. Yeah. Anyway, I actually made a bunch of money my first month being monetized. Let me see if I can see all of these. And here's the thing I was referencing earlier where I was like, hey, something that I didn't anticipate. Think about these things. So April, I was only monetized for like a week in April and I made almost $400, right? May, my second month monetized, I made the most I've ever made at $1,700 or $1,758. But think about this. I only had like 1,100 or 1,200 subscribers then. Now I have 6,000 and I make less per month on average than I did that first month. And then if you think about June and July, I made less, but I was like, oh, it's still 1,400 almost. And then I haven't been able to hit 1,300 since, even though now I post more consistently. I've got better thumbnails. I've got 6 times the audience or 5 times the audience from when these 2 months were happening, but I make less money. So that's something that I want you to think about. I don't have all the answers for that. You can see my CPM, it slowly lowered and averaged out. This month, it's a little bit better. I don't really care about CPM. I barely ever check these numbers. I probably should monitor them more. Your premium revenue, I don't really ever care about this at all, even though it makes a little bit. And then these are transactions. That's for like if I do a live and somebody tips me during the live. Doesn't happen very often because I don't really talk about it. If I talked about it more people would probably do it. But I don't ever mind. I don't ever try to get people to tip me on stuff because I just, I'm not after that. But it's really nice when they do. And I think all these tips came from one person. So yeah, she's just really nice viewer that's pretty consistent. And you can tell she's been there since literally the beginning. And I don't do lives as much as I used to, but I want to get back to that. Okay, estimated monetized playbacks. So check this out. April or May, 28,000, right? I had 31,000 monetized playbacks. So a little bit more, and I made less money than that. Again, my CPM's different, but I don't know if this was in the beginning when Facebook dropshipping was kind of new on the YouTube space. There wasn't very many people, so maybe it just had more of a demand because that's when everybody was finding it, and there was just a lot of, stirred up demand for this kind of thing. And maybe now they've kind of averaged it out because they're like, okay, we kind of know now if buyers are actually moving on these ads or not. I don't really know. Don't know. It doesn't matter. All you need to know is I made almost $12,000 from YouTube in the last year. But also I've made a lot of money with affiliate links. I've probably made more money outside of YouTube. And in the beginning when I wasn't monetized, I was already making money from affiliates for my channel. So in the beginning I used a software that I don't use anymore, but I used them at the time. So I pitched their stuff with like a coupon code, and I would make anywhere between $600 to $1,000 a month just off that in the beginning. And my channel wasn't even monetized at that point. One of my affiliates right now, I can kind of just look and see how much I've made with them once it loads. And I've made $12,960 off of a different affiliate that I have. If you're in the dropshipping space, it's not what you think. It's a whole different affiliate. But I mean, if you count that, I mean, that's $25,000 a year that I made out of nowhere. I just made this up one day, didn't even plan for it to ever get to this point. Just wanted to kind of make videos. If anybody was interested, they could watch and comment. And a lot of the times my videos in the beginning were just people commenting, helping me figure it out. And now I'm the one that helps other people figure it out. So it's kind of a really cool thing. And I've made money from other sources. I think I added it all up one time, and I made an extra $30,000 to $50,000 this year just from YouTube related things that have happened. It's probably around 45 or 40, but I mean, that's more than some people make at their jobs. And this is my first year doing it. So I can't wait to see what happens. If you're new, again, you gotta start your channel, and then you just have to keep posting videos, even though you're not really getting a reward yet. Now, if you're not like money motivated for a money reward, which I hope you are, but if you're not, then look forward to the comments. Encourage people to comment. Encourage people to, of course, subscribe to your channel, which I'm going to do right now. Please subscribe. I do post these videos fairly regularly. Aside from my normal niche, I'm going to start moving into YouTube and debt and all sorts of other topics. So if you're interested in just money related stuff, feel free to subscribe. I'd love it. Comment down below, of course. But that's really it. If you start your channel, you got to just be consistent until it starts to pay off, because most of the people quit before they even get any reward from it, and that's why those people aren't around. So I've seen people come and go in my own niche that have come to me, talked to me, started channels, and then the channels just fizzle out. I've seen people who were bigger than me just fizzle out, and because they, were just kind of done. So who knows? Who knows? You just got to keep at it, kind of work it like a job. I know that sucks, but you just got to do it, and it won't be a job for long. It kind of gets fun once you get used to it. So that's it. That's my year as starting a YouTube channel. I hope this kind of helped you. I know this is real casual. I jumped around a bit and kind of stumbled a little bit, but that's how my videos work. If that's a new piece of insight for you, hopefully. I don't make these super curated videos. I don't like edit them with B-roll and stuff. I know a lot of people do that. I'm lazy. I got stuff to do outside of this camera. Like as soon as I turn this off, I'm going to edit it really quick just to cut out parts where like I'm like, oh shit, what was I talking about? And then I'm going to leave it. So I don't put too much work in. I let it go. Real casual. You don't have to go crazy when you first start, okay? So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.